A very good afternoon to all of you joining our live coverage of France-Fiji from Henley Rugby Club. The IDRC 2025 rumbles on, and what a scintillating doubleheader we have in prospect on day 4 of the competition. This match, of course, first, both sides unbeaten. The defending champions seeing off a tough challenge from Australia, 22 points to 17 at Maidenhead on Monday, while a ruthless Fiji straight up afterwards hammered the Vodafone Looseheads 80 points to 12 in a tri-fest there. So time for a closer look at what's happened so far in this pool.
Pool B has been called the group of death for good reason. We started with the champions from France taking on a leading rival from Australia. One of the games of the tournament followed, and it looked like the Aussies may have secured a statement victory when Sarah Riordan barrelled over. But the French are the reigning champions for a reason, and rallied late. Julie Del Corral dived over to snatch a 22-17 victory. But could we see a rematch later in the tournament in the knockout stages? Well, not if Fiji have anything to say about it. No one knew what to expect from the Vodafone Looseheads, but we did know we'd get physicality from the Fijians. They powered past their opponents to score 13 tries and deliver an 18-12 victory. A chilling message to the rest of the IDRC title challengers.
A titanic clash in store for us today, a dry, sunny afternoon, and how will a lush, grassy surface influence playing styles in this encounter between north and south of the hemispheres? Well, let's have a look at Pool B and the ramifications of what happens today. These two sides, of course, pushing for knockout rugby. And as we've said before, every team in this competition having to hit the ground running, really. Not many opportunities in these group stages before playoff rugby comes to us. So France and Fiji both showing real signs of dominance in very different ways on Monday in Maidenhead. And the French, of course, defending champions from when they won the competition in New Zealand in 2022, the last edition of the Women's IDRC before the World Cup there. And this time around, well, it's been a real tri-fest in all these games so far. And it was neck and neck for the French and the Australians on Monday. And the Fijians really taking it to the Vodafone Looseheads, that barbarian-style side afterwards. 80 points to 12, not taking their foot off the gas at all, and some brilliant rugby, influenced by a lot of their sevens pedigree as well, which was great to see. And it's a delight, as always, to be joined by Charlotte Fredrickson, the new Royal Navy men's senior coach, beside me on co-commentary duties today. How do you see this one playing out? Tough to call.
Yeah, very tough to call. It's going to be such a tantalising, spectacle. We've got two really different sides, especially when it comes to the tackle area. The French teams, got very clear views about the tackle, sort of waist and below. Fiji don't approach the game in quite the same way. So it'll be really interesting to see how the person in the middle manages that area specifically. But, we all want to see loads of tries. But actually today I think we're going to see a really tight game. So it's really exciting. I can't wait to get going.
As we've had through the tournaments, the other side's not participating in any given match, often in the stands watching on, just to see who they might be playing next up, or certainly when they get to the knockouts. And UCAF yesterday, after such a strong showing, 65 points to 0, beating the Irish. And, it may well be one of these two sides that they take on as they try to push forward into the playoffs. And it's going to be absolutely fascinating to see. We'll have a look at those teams, starting with France. Melissa Bergeron skippering the side from fly half. And we saw her for Marine Nationale against the Royal Navy women at Havant back in March. And Fanny Camus, her halfback partner today. That strong front row as well of Lise Aricastre, Annabelle Swillard and Manon Leduc heading the pack. And pace out wide from wingers Cerise Moulin and Adeline Carisquet. For Fiji, as we saw, that danger in open play, certainly in the right wing. Eleanoa Naimata retaining the number 14 jersey. Dynamic scrum half Lavena Kavuru. Key to their attack and looking up all the time just to see those options, very much in that sort of 7 style. And power in the pack as well. Captain from loose head prop position today, Asita Bettina Kila, and Priscilla Siata as well with her power from the second row. So the team's just waiting to come out onto the pitch. It looks fairly lush. A dry summer, but nice to be back on grass as well, Freddie. And, it'll be interesting to see what style the French opt for, having seen what Fiji did to the Vodafone Looseheads on Monday. The French, of course, watching on at Maidenhead, and just to see what they bring up to this challenge.
Yeah, the French are a really nicely balanced team, actually. They've got, good strength in the pack and good pace out wide. I think it was interesting now that we know that UCAF are comfortably through. The winner of this game won't play UCAF in the playoffs. So it's all to playoff really, because having looked at what else has gone on in Pool A, I think whoever wins this game will feel relatively confident, going through. So like I say, both teams all to play for.
Well, it's been testament to the standard of women's military rugby this tournament so far. The number of tries we've seen, and those who've been keeping tabs on all the try scores have had their work cut out, of course. And also in the points system. And 5 points in total for a win, with a bonus point for 4 tries or more in the game. We've had quite a few of those matches so far as well. And every team knows it's an absolute premium to get those points, as many as they can, especially in this pool. And those 4 teams full of quality. And just really going head-to-head today will illuminate a lot about UCAF's potential route, as you say, as the teams come out onto the pitch. France in their white and blue, and the Fijians in green and red, as they walk out to very warm applause at Henley Rugby Club. Not just supporters and family members of teammates and the players, but also those who've come to watch a great day of rugby, double-header. It's always a pleasure to bring you these double-headers live on BFBS Forces News YouTube channel. Do let us know where you're watching today, of course. As always, we'll endeavour to give you a shout out. And it's great to have you in support. Today's officials: Rebecca Piddleston, the referee, Ireland's Paddy Sheehan, and UCAF's Mike Gray, her assistants. Rob Hitch and Kevin Lewis make up the rest of the team. And the referees have been kept busy through this tournament, not just raising the arm for tries scored, but also maintaining that discipline and ensuring that the spirit of the game is there for all to see. The players lock arms and line up for the national anthems about to come.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Pace and energy of the Marseillaise, complementing the soul of the Fijian national anthem, and passion for both sides clear to see as the players get ready for kickoff here in Henley. That's what we've all been anticipating these days so far in the competition. You look at the fixtures, and we've seen this one for quite some time, realizing that it promises to be a real spectacle. And interestingly, on Monday in that Fiji Looseheads match, Freddie, just seeing that the Looseheads were starting to find some slowing down of that Fijian pace, and perhaps the French have been watching that and thinking about how they can counter that today.
Yeah, I mean, the French will have done their homework, but at the same time they'll be pretty confident in what they can bring. You know, they'll be quick, they'll be hard at the breakdown, no doubt about that, and I imagine they'll be really disciplined in defence, looking for those quick offloads.
Now Riwai with the kickoff and towards French hands as this game gets underway. Looking to recycle that ball. It comes out through the hands of the French. And the Fijians showing that physicality straight up here.
Yeah, it's a shame, a little bit of a loose pass there that's allowed Fiji to come back, but to gain some pitch position. But
an interesting crossfield attempt there with the kick. Just coming into touch, but clear to see what the French want to do is turn around that rushing defence as quickly as they can. It's a Bergeron, number 10 for the French today. And experience the French have through that back line. Becca Piddleson, the referee, just making sure everyone is operating the same way.
Yeah. Fiji will have to do something a little bit different here. Steady.
Comes in and the ball finds its
That's
way.
a lovely pass. Yeah, great.
Lovely stuff from Fiji.
Yeah,
through the middle there. As it comes back out to Riwai, the fly half. Trying to make the French work hard in defence, the Fijians. That quick ball that we saw the other day from Lavena Kavuru, number 9.
Yeah, speed and accuracy of that pass, you know, took out a couple of the French players. You know, we're trying to do that through the whole game.
Bundling forward come the Fijian forwards.
Nice setup here from the Fijians. They're nicely balanced across the pitch, making sure that the French have to defend both sides.
Fijian number 8, Marini's been busy. Some nice offloads there in the centre of the park. Number 15 today, Ivamere Rokowate. Kavuru comes back to the breakdown.
That's a good hit there from the French. Slowed that attack right down.
And the French-Australia match on Monday, just hearing the sound of some of those collisions from the French defence was immense.
Best part of the game, that.
Well, the physical presence of Narokite there being stopped by that white wall. And the French trying to counter-ruck here, and the Fijians earning a penalty, and Kavuru through the middle very, very quickly there into a bit of space, trying to use her sidestep to good effect, but just spilling that forward, really. So unfortunate for her. That'll be a French put in.
Yeah, that's, you know, good reactions there from the Fijian 9. Just a little bit of a shame that she caught the rest of her team napping, but, you know, nice counter-ruck there from the French as well. I mean, the penalty didn't go their way, obviously, but you can't spend forever at the base of the ruck. And really interested to see what happens in this first scrum.
It's one of the elements of her game that makes her so dangerous. Kavuru at 9 for Fiji today. It's looking up and very, very quickly assessing her options and catching defences napping.
That's the joy of a tap penalty. Don't see him enough.
Scrum gets set, and ref just trying to create a bit of order here.
Yeah, the Fijians are going to have to be a little bit careful there. It looked like they certainly were keen, shall we say, keen to get going with the scrum. But the ref's giving them the benefit of the doubt this time, and it's a reset.
Well, it's great to have you company today on our YouTube channel, BFBS Forces News. Bernadette Young says, all the best, Fiji. Sulasi Laluvo says, Tozo Viti. Flavie Geneste, let's go France. So great support on both sides already. And keep those comments coming, of course, through the afternoon, not just in this match, but of course Australia taking on Vodafone Looseheads later too. As that scrum wheels around, and France try to make the best of it with that rushing Fijian tackling coming up, but they have the ball, and finding a bit of space here is the French fullback, Océane Buisson.
Yeah, I mean, the Fijians, with the numbers they've had round her, they need to be able to get her to ground, and much quicker than that. She's made huge yards.
Ball coming out, French trying to keep it as quickly as they can, coming from that breakdown, trying to rush those Fijian tackles.
Yeah. Fijians have done a good job there of slowing down that breakdown, which has disrupted a little bit of the French momentum.
Ball just spilled there, and Julie Del Corral trying to clean up, but the ref brings him back, and there'll be a penalty to the French.
Yep. There goes the first one, penalty for a high tackle.
Ball going into touch and towards the river side of the ground here in Henley.
Well, there's a great clearance considering the angle there from the French. I'll be pleased with that. And they're in a great push position now. To be good to see what they can do. I want to come away with some kind of points from this position.
Into the 22. This is where the best teams always say that they want to be clinical and come away with points, as you say, Freddie, in each of these situations. And Cerise Moulin with her pace lining out on the near side here, left winger. But, well, that's a thumping challenge on Fanny Camus, the French number 9.
Yeah, the Fijians have read that. They've read that really well. Timing's perfect, gone through, loads of pressure on the 9. You know, and just giving the Fijians time to reset in defence, come up.
Trying to inch forward, France. Not easy against the weight of those Fiji forwards. But nevertheless, the pods line up and they come
Not
again.
a great tackle.
Well, it's early on in this match, and the tackle's under a little bit of spotlight so far. But the French come this time, and Buisson out towards Moulin, cutting back inside, trying to find a bit more space and see what support she has. De Corral outside her, and the French number 6, Barut, taking it into contact there.
There's another lovely hit there from the Fijian 11 on the edge. They've realigned nicely in defence there to cut out that pace.
Léa Morel, who's lined out for Marine Nationale, taking it into contact. And Moulin found herself off her wing. And this is lovely stuff from the French. That ball just being parried off a Fijian hand as it bobbles towards the touchline and finds its way out.
They want to do a better job here with the line out, the French. And then get that ball going and get it moving quickly.
Yeah, ball coming off the hand there, which looks as if it would be a French line out.
Fijian ball. Take it back.
The Fijians have it, and comes the line out. It goes long and loose, but the Fijians retain possession. And a jackal attempt coming in there for France, and a great stuff from the French. They've earned themselves the penalty. Yeah,
that's great work there. You know, I'm not sure if that was the intent from the Fijian line out, but great body position over the ball. Nothing there that there's nothing the ref can do there other than give the penalty.
Well, what opportunity France have early on in this match.
And I think taking the shot at goal, you know, that's a testament to the defence the Fijians have put up here. And also just how important the scoreboard is going to be today. Those 3 points, those 2 points for the conversions, going to be really important, especially depending what happens between Fiji and Australia.
And never mind the scoreboard, as you said earlier, Freddie, as well, for the players' psyche and making sure that they come away with those points, just realising that they are converting is so important too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and from the look of this game, it's going to be really attritional at the breakdown. Some of this is about conserving energy, making sure that they can deliver at that level for the full 80.
The angle isn't too tight for Melissa Bergeron. The responsibility of kicking from the tee today. And it goes over. The French have the first points in this match. 3-0. They lead. Just under 10 minutes played at Henley Rugby Club. And some reward there for their efforts in the Fijian 22.
Yeah, I don't think either side will be too disappointed. You know, French come away with points, and the Fijians will be, you know, they've kept them out. They've kept them behind the whitewash in terms of tries. So we'll see what happens. See what happens here.
Kavuru with the ball for the restart. Left boot of hers was very influential on Monday in their other match against the Looseheads.
And that is a beautiful restart as well. Nice and long. You know, French let it bounce, which has given the Fijians time to get up there.
A dangerous side to let the ball bounce against Fiji, especially with a deep restart like that. But, the ball hasn't found touch. And an opportunity for Fiji to run this back, which is very dangerous indeed. And Kavuru now. Kavuru very slippery and hard to get down. Trying to find her numbers on the outside. And that's lovely stuff. The very, very nice indeed from Varitema Adi.
Yeah.
Number 11 shirt.
She's done well there. Keep on her feet for as long as possible. Allow her teammates to show up. Yeah, but the French there, they covered that break really well. You know, took the punt, 3 people in that tackle. You know, slowed the Fijian attack down.
Fiji using muscle now as well, just to get more gains. And Kavuru, well, as she has done so often, trying to get around the fringes of that ruck with the ball going forward, and a chance of some respite in those phases for France.
Yeah, and it's a good return there for France as well. You know, getting the turnover. Now it's time for a bit of time for scrum down.
Chance for a breather for some at the ground. They've been watching along, and we hope the game continues in this form, with both sides going at each other with everything they have. Raphael Thuyer says Allez la France. And Flavie Geneste very happy about that penalty. Yes, capital letters, 3 points for France. So great to hear from you. Great to have your support with us today. Ball moving out, and the French under immediate pressure there. That back line being absolutely hammered. Chloe Bouton on the receiving end of physical hit, but France have it out wide. I've seen their wingers have been quite busy so far looking for work in midfield as well. And out on the wings, there is that pace on both sides today.
The French are making, actually it doesn't looks hard work, but they're making meters with every carry, which is what you want.
Looking for those offloads.
Oh,
and
lovely offload.
Very, very nice indeed into the hands of Ari Castre. And a penalty for France. Another decent position, not far from the 22.
Yeah. I think they'll go for looks like she's lining up for the corner for this one.
Ball going deep towards that corner flag and deep into that 22.
Very interesting to see what they do here, the French, whether it's so from here, you know, catch and drive, or whether or not they're looking to do something sort of a little bit more expansive out wide.
I've seen a few successful rolling moles in this competition to date. What will the French choose to do here? The ball coming back, and Camus taking it, getting it out to Bergeron. And, well, not too much space out there, but now into the hands of Buisson. And moving out to the right wing of Carrasquet.
Oh.
And so close there, Carrasquet.
Yeah, I mean, they covered that well, the French, you know, recovered really well, and there's some real skill and pace through the back line there to get it, you know, to get it all the way to the right-hand edge. But credit to the Fijians, they've covered that well and sort of bundled her into touch.
Fijian defence has been under some pressure in the last 5 minutes, and they've managed to keep the French out again so far. 3 points to 0, the French lead.
It's not been the cleanest of scrums here for the French, for either side really. So, but I imagine Fiji will be looking for a nice, simple exit set from here.
What pressure can the French defence exert on Fiji so close to the line? And how much will the Fijians look to run this ball, as we know they like to do?
Just like I say, just a bit messy here at the scrum, taking their time. The ref is very clear. Was obviously really clear about what she wants to see, so that's great. So hopefully this game goes on, it'll be a bit more clinical, and we'll speed it up a bit.
Scrum one area of spotlight for the officials today. Of course, the contact zone and those tackles as well. And slightly different styles between the two teams.
That's a good nudge from the French there.
Oh, good pressure from France. Ball goes up in the air towards Carrasquet once more. Buisson waiting for it and does take it. Oh, and knocks that forward. Well, that's unfortunate for her, and more pressure from Fiji telling there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, it all comes from, you know, you actually need a clean catch there. Clean catch gives you time. You know, the poor number 15, she's got the pass, and she's just had the racing player in her eye line, and it's led to a knock on. But the French pack will be really pleased with the scrum on that one. Got a really good nudge on, disrupted it, and they'll keep doing that, and at some point the penalties will come.
Back to the halfway line now. Another scrum forms. Put in from Kavuru. Riwai enters, but that's lovely. And Riwai with the ball, just spotting a bit of space now out on the right-hand side and trying to suck in some of those French defenders, which works well so far.
Yeah, they've done well off the back of the scrum there from a messy scrum, and they've got real go forward as a result of it.
Siki Sawana take it into touch.
In the face.
And now Makoto, as the defenders feel the force, as Freddie so enjoys. Moving that ball over the top and into French hands. Opportunity for an intercept here, but the referee calls them back. And just shows you those French defenders prowling and waiting for their opportunity.
Yeah. Sure what the ref is given here. 1 sec. Oh, okay, so it's a Fijian penalty, so which I assume the player that passed that ball knew was coming, and she passed it.
Yeah, somewhat of a free play there, but back for the penalty. Kavuru putting this into the corner with her left boot.
Great to see them go for the corner here. Right.
Plenty of power in that pack, and low centre of gravity as well, which is never a favourite element for defences. We await the line-outs. Litia Marama. Almost into the hands of Downey. But not quite. The French now passing it right across their try line, trying to be enterprising here. And
here we go.
As Buisson, the fullback.
That's a great tackle from the 15 there.
It's lovely offloading from the French. That ball passed just a little wayward. And Carrasquet seeing who she has in support. Getting that ball back. De Corral. And the French screaming for it out on the other side, but Piddleston calling the penalty and moving the Fijians back further 10.
Yeah.
You've got to maintain their discipline here.
Refs don't like back chat anymore, so yeah, she's stumped her authority nice and early on that one.
Even less than before.
Yeah. Don't think they've ever liked it.
They were never the biggest
could do
fans of
something
back
about
chat.
it.
Yeah. Now back into 22 go France.
I think Fiji here will be quite disappointed in themselves. You know, they got themselves into a great attacking position down the front, 2 relatively simple mistakes, and all of a sudden, you know, they're back camped on their try line.
Suillard with the ball and goes deep towards Ripin, Clémence Ripin at the back, and a rolling maul coming from France. What power can they exert here close to the line? They continue. They rumble on towards that whitewash France. Yeah. And advantage being played. That's fantastic pressure from France. Can they dot that over? So close to it, France. Just being held up. Fijians doing everything they can to defend in earnest. And forwards taking their chances, but out to the backs now. And Bergeron passing it right out to Buisson. And moving it out. And should get over from there. Oh, fantastic defense. Brilliant from the Fijians, scrambling as much as they could to get that into touch, but coming back for the penalty.
Yeah, again, you know, the Fijians didn't really compete at that line out. I think it was pretty clear where it was going. It was pretty clear what the French were going to do, and they were quite slow to defend it, which gave the French the initial go forward. And I actually think if the French had just stuck with them all, you know, they would have got the try.
Well, Cerise Moulin on the left wing. So close to dotting that over, but for some Fijian power. But nevertheless, the ball comes back, and it's in the hands of the French forwards.
Wow.
And a real
Take that.
thump on the number 8, Ripin, once more. Well, France will have to just wait a little longer for their opportunity. That was a real fierce challenge on Clémence Ripin. Players just receiving some attention.
Again, an interesting choice there from the French to tap and go. I mean, not far off the line. Fijians are really well set. You know, got a lot of options in this part of the, in this part of the park. You know, do you go for the corner? She could have gone for the post. Could have even taken a scrum from here, but again, she's now gone. She's now gone for the post. It's I think that's a real testament there to the Fijian defence. You know, just how hard they've worked, and that try-saving tackle in the corner, fantastic stuff.
France happy to be pragmatic here. Take the points on offer. Bergeron lining up for what should be one of the more straightforward of her career. And it goes through the upright. And another penalty scored for the French, 6 points to 0. 20 minutes played at Henley Rugby Club. And France just adding and extending their lead. Trying to make the most of those moments of pressure that we've seen. Fijians doing well to stop those tries. But France have the lead. Kafuru lining up for the restart. Not quite as deep this time. And the referee just calling for a bit of discipline, and showing the card as well. Well, a sin binning. And some of those challenges have been absolutely ferocious and taking its toll. And it's Siki Sewana, the inside centre for Fiji, who will spend 10 minutes off the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, it's been coming, but it's a shame to see them go. But and I think the French would have wanted a slightly deeper clearance here. But again, the French here with someone on the sideline, they just need to be a little bit patient. You know, they're patient. They build the phases. The space will come. You know, and they'll get nicely behind the try line.
Ripin, right to Camus, Bergeron.
Again,
Flying
that's
that through
ball.
to Buisson,
Lovely
who's
ball.
been a real threat from 15 today. And a nice back-of-the-hand offload right to Moulin. Getting
Really
that through.
powerful at 15.
Quick
Really
ball.
powerful run.
Bergeron spotting a bit of space in behind and putting the boot in. That ball trickling into touch. And nice awareness as well from the 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, some of the skills through that back line, the pace of the pass, and the accuracy of it as well is it's lovely to watch. They just need that last little bit, and they'll find the edge, I think, in the not too distant future.
So what can France do here with that player advantage for the best part of 10 minutes? And just some more attention and substitutions. Replacements being called. That's, well, it's a bit of a blow for Fiji. The skipper, Bettina Kila, just limping off. Hopefully she's all right, but calling for a replacement. Just over 20 minutes played, and we've seen the physicality of this game taking its toll on some of the players.
Yeah, it's been pretty physical, pretty attritional. Let's see. How imaginative Fiji can be in the line out here.
Ball comes a bit longer, and Ripin is alert and right onto it. And that's good for France, who
That's a good steal, yeah.
rumble on into that 22. The referee blowing the whistle, and that's very, very good indeed from France. Earning themselves the penalty. Quick tap as well.
Yeah, and that'll be another one, not back 10.
Audrey Barou, and coming forward into the physical presence of Manon Leduc. Oh, the referee having a word with the Fijians, and another yellow card, another sin binning. This is going to be very costly, you'd imagine, for the Fijians. This time, Makoto being shown the way to the side of the pitch.
Not entirely sure what that was for. It's pretty quick, although they've had a few in this part of the park, so maybe it was cumulative.
Rebecca Piddleson not afraid to reach for the pocket on 2 occasions in this match so far.
Yeah, I mean the French have just got to be clinical here, right? You know, it's not going to take much, and that, you know, either the space will open up in the middle or the edge will come, and they just need to back their skills and, you know, milk this next sort of 12 minutes for all it's worth.
Patience, as you say. The French lining out deep. Buisson at 15, who in attack has been a talisman for this side. Océan Buisson. But looking to go blind there, potentially at first, but the ball does come out to the backs and feeling the effects of...
It's a good initial defence there from the Fijians. Done that well. Cover that.
A bit slower to come out this time. Ripin and bundle right back, but Ripin showing some physicality of her own here. Getting her side within, almost within touching distance.
Yeah, and that's really clever here from the Fijians. You know, the more they can slow down the break down, the more time they give themselves to realign in defence.
Buisson and Moulin in support. Shipping that out to Baru, the blindside flanker for France, and trying to get quick ball here is Camus.
They got back their skill set here, like straighten.
Moving a bit of space on the right-hand side. And Carrasquet darting back inside, using her feet wonderfully there, Carrasquet. But still, the Fijians hold them out. And this time, going through the hands of the forwards with a bit more space to work with and calling for it there. Advantage being played. And a try being scored for the French. They break through this time.
Yeah.
The pressure tells, and they'll be delighted coming away with that.
Yeah, I mean, anything other than 7 points from this position, you know, versus 13 players would be a disappointment. So they'll be pleased with that. You know, I mean, again, really impressed with the, you know, the skill set through the back line. Just think you know, need to straighten up, fix the defenders, simple fix and pass, and she'd have been in the corner, whereas now Ten's got a really easy kick, so it's probably better for her.
She'll thank you for saying that as well, I think. Yeah, she's delighted.
Finally, the forwards helping the backs out.
Bergeron getting that ball in the tee. Fanny Camus with the try for France.
Yeah, for here now, the Fijians, they just need to do their very best to keep the French out of their half. You know, everything they can do to just keep camped in that will be, you know, from this kick-off. You know, they don't want to be back here or back under the sticks, you know, for a while.
Well, it's a good kick. And 13 points to 0, France lead. Just under half an hour played in Henley. And they've played the vast majority of the rugby, certainly in terms of territory. They've come away on most of those occasions with points. And what have Fiji got here in response? 2 players in the sin bin at this stage. Kavuru once more.
Yeah, gone completely the other side.
And, Prowling was Varetima Adi. Didn't quite get hold of it, so France have the possession.
Yeah, much shorter kick though. You know, give the Fijians some time to get into it. And again, nice slow ball there. It's allowed them to, absolutely allowed them to set in defence.
Through the hands of the backs once more.
Yeah.
And the French 12, Chloé Bouton, taking that into contact.
Yeah, great to see the French back in their skill set there. You know, Shua set up nicely there for a kick to touch, give them the territory, but they've played it back to the middle.
The French lock. Léa Morel looking to show what pace she might have in semi-broken play. Another penalty awarded to France.
Yeah, again, this is, you talked about a little bit at the beginning, you know, 2 very different approaches to the tackle area on show today, and it's just really clear that the the French are on the right side of the, well, the French are on the right side of the laws and absolutely on the right side of the referee, no doubt. So, but Fiji are going to have to do something because, you know, it's not going. The ref doesn't have much choice but to go to a pocket if those infringements keep happening.
How much more can France stretch this strained Fijian defence? 2 players out of the reckoning for the moment. Another line out for France. Annabelle Swillard with the ball into Baru.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's done well there, Camus. They try to score to just evade that contact, and Bouton this time.
Yeah, French are, I was going to say the French were a little bit lucky there, because if she stayed on her feet, that would have been a clear, you know, that would have been a, you know, the French were a little bit slow to get there, actually. She stayed on her feet, but unfortunately she went off her feet and it was a penalty France.
An opportunity for Bergeron to gain as much as she can with that kick. Just outside the 22, this one goes. Six months with the team, Fanny Camus, reservist and try scorer. She's had a good time of it in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, the French are battle hardened, right? The Australians took them to the line, whereas the Fijians had it slightly easier.
Bergeron shipping it to midfield.
Yeah, she's made good meters there through the middle as well.
It's good from De Choral. That ball spilling forward, and a mistake from France.
Yeah, it's a shame. Shame, and like I say, they'll be disappointed. Disappointed to have made that mistake, especially in this part of the pitch. So I imagine that the Fijians will take their time here with this scrum.
A bit of a let off there for Fiji. And no hurry, you'd imagine, before they get the full complement back after those sin binnings. Annick Fourneau, bien joué les filles. Great to hear from all of you today watching on our YouTube channel. It's a real privilege to bring you these games live from a fantastic tournament.
And there's the ref just asking them to speed it up a little bit. You know, Fiji with a seven woman scrum, based on the people who are on the sidelines. So they'll milk it for all it's worth, no doubt. Really quick ball here through the legs.
Good shove on by the French.
Well done. It's good work from the 9 there to get that out. Scrappy.
Good pressure, and Addy trying to use some of her pace. Cuts back inside. Is chopped down by Bergeron, and a penalty coming for France. A familiar tale in the last little while.
Here we go.
And referee just wanting to speak to Fijian number 15, Rokawati.
Yeah, I think that'll be a trade-off. I think you've got the number 13 just about to come back on, and they've traded her straight for 15.
15 sin-binned now, Rokawati. That really is proving costly for Fiji, the ill discipline.
Yeah. I say, just looking at the sideline there, looks like number 13 Fiji's about to come back on. There we go. So, like for like, just another. Well, they'll see out this half with only 14 people.
Another great opportunity for France. Fiji are going to have to work very hard once again in defence. Camus comes through, helped by some of her forward pack. Ball being recycled again. Forwards looking to take this and drive forward as much as they can, and Fiji trying to be careful not to be offside.
Yeah, they don't want to give any more penalties away here.
That's powerful stuff from Ripin. Ball comes out once more. That's the hooker, Swillard. Eyeing up a try of her own and moving back the other way is Bergeron, and well, Bouton has it this time and being pulled back by her shirt.
Yeah.
Scrambling Fijian defence.
She's gone back the other way when I think they had a 5-3-2 on the other side versus here. So, yeah. Like,
Fijian penalty. That's very good work from their defence.
Yeah, that's quality work there from the Fijians. Yeah, that's not back 10.
Not back 10, but Fiji move it nevertheless.
go
And
on.
Addy this time, and
Go on,
pace to burn on the right-hand
Put your
side.
foot down. Put your foot down, love. Go.
Looking to push inside and bouncing off the challenge from Bergeron. Trying to strip it is the open side, Marie Hamon. That's unfortunate, but had the advantage. Free play of sorts. So Piddleson calls them back.
Yeah, that's good. You know,
Penalty.
yeah, that's good there from the ref. That's fair. There's definitely a shoulder challenge there on the 11. But the French have done well there. You know, they've absolutely swamped the 11, so she's got nowhere to go.
Kavuru, who's been a playmaker for this Fiji side in IDRC 2025 so far.
Yeah.
Summing up her options, and
That's a good
this
carry.
time Eliona Daouni, fantastic power.
Yeah, lovely. And on the outside edge. Brilliant.
Well, taking
Yes.
pace to the gain line there.
Step on the outside shoulder. Lovely work. You know,
Push it through the hands.
looking at this, you wouldn't know that there's only 13 of them on the pitch.
Getting that to the outside.
That's
And,
lovely.
Naimata, who's been a bit quieter today than she was
Yeah.
against the loose heads.
They just need to be clinical here, the Fijians. If they can keep hold of the ball, work the phases, then I think they give the French a run for their money here. Yeah.
What can they conjure up at this stage of towards the end of the first half as we approach the interval?
Yeah, and this is what they need to do. This level of defence will need to tire the French out as well, which is what they want.
Moving around the other side now, Riwai, but finding only a few French defenders and earning the penalty. So another one coming for Fiji. More promising for them in the last couple of plays.
Oh, not quite sure. See what the ref gives the signal for why she gave that penalty. But again, testament to the Fijian attack. You know, these penalties are coming because of the pace, pace and the power of the Fijian attack, and you know, France are doing their very best to deal with it.
Piddleson just having a word with Bergeron.
Yeah, and I think they're back up to 14 people now. Yeah, the French Fijian 6 is back on, so slightly more even.
13-0 the current score, and Fiji will be relatively happy. You might imagine that it is 13-0 and not a higher deficit.
Yeah.
Number 4, Priscilla Siata, crashing into that white wall of defence. Trying to recycle that ball as quickly as they can. Fiji, you know, they have an opportunity here to play through the phases. Kavuru, what has she got up her sleeve? Leona Daouni again, and well, the French doing their very best here towards the line just to hold the Fijians back.
Oh no!
And enterprising stuff, but ref says it's gone back, and France trying to hold that up.
Yeah, she's want to get her knees to ground there. They don't want that to become a maul.
It could be a bit messy for Fiji, but ever closer they go.
Yeah, nice.
What an opportunity here for Fiji, and can they crash over? Ref just having a very close look there. The forwards trying to pile over, and it's a try for Fiji. What a response from them, especially the pressure exerted by the French with that deficit of players, and they're back in this match.
Yeah, I bet the French coaches screw in, if I'm honest. You know, but all credit to the Fijians there. You know, they've worked really hard. They've worked to their strengths. You know, giving it to their big, powerful players. They've just made meters through the middle. You know, that great play. And naturally, I think with the players they've had on, that's pretty much even Stevens in terms of points taken.
Susanna Railumu there with the try for the Fijians. And what a moment to do it as well as we approach half-time. Trying to get some momentum, wrestle some of that back, the Fijians, as we go towards the interval.
(13-7), I think, assuming the line gets it. Yeah, I think the French will be a little disappointed that they haven't managed to get a few more points with the amount of possession they've had and certainly the amount of territory. But on the reverse, you know, Fiji have done great with the players that they've had. just in the second half, they're just going to have to make sure that they're on the right side of the referee, because it will tell.
She makes it Kavuru. 2 points added, 13 points to 7. And great for the Fijians to weather a lot of that French storm and strike back with a try of their own.
And we've got about 2 minutes left of this half. I think they'll, Fijian will look to do a nice easy collect, look after a little bit of it and just see out the half.
Well, reducing that gap to just 6 points. And they'll be fairly happy with that, Fiji, given what's happened. 3 of their players being sin-binned. Ball and the French trying to get it, but taken into Fiji hands. Number 8, Vitalina Marini. And, coming back for Priscilla Siata. A little box kick there from Kavuru, the 9.
Yeah, nice skill there from the Fijian 9. But it's given it broken play back to, the French, where they're really strong in the pace of the back line. So.
The slippery pace of Buisson seen once again there. And trying to make that half break. Not quite coming through. So more gains for France territorially. And a little chip over the top. Going towards the touchline, bouncing back in beautifully for De Corral. And what can she have on the left wing here, the outside centre? That's brilliant stuff for France, and a great response from them just ahead of half-time.
Yeah, sometimes better to be lucky than clever, right? But that's, great vision there, and a lucky bounce, but really lovely execution there from the French at the end. Perfect response to the Fijian try.
And wonderful from De Corral, a sports instructor in the French army based in Clermont. And, well, that was a kind bounce to the ball, but she did the rest, and a lovely finish as well. So the hard work that the Fijians did to get themselves back within a converted try of the French score, well, it's just been undone, rather, by a lovely bit of brilliance from France and spotting that space in behind.
I think it just shows how dangerous the French are. A really lovely executed box kick, but, loosely behind, which allowed the French in broken play, and they've got pace and they've got, skill set, so I'm not surprised that they ended up under the sticks.
Trying to curl that in, and it doesn't make it from Bergeron, so 18 points to 7. And half-time cold in Henley. 18 points to 7, the French lead. And fascinating first half, Freddie. Interesting. France have deserved to be in front with some of the ways they've played there, but Fiji not out of it.
No, absolutely. I mean, all credit to the French. They've played some lovely rugby. They've been pretty clinical at times, but you wouldn't know that for a large portion of that half, Fiji were either at 13 or 14. Women, it's testament to their defence that their scoreline isn't much higher. And to have actually got under the sticks, in that shape is impressive as well. So once they get up to their full force early in the second half, I think it's going to be a real battle, because it's still close enough, too hard to call.
It's been great hearing from you as well through this first half on the comments section of our YouTube channel. Of course, we've got the second half coming up very, very soon. Plenty of other content as well. Forcesnews.com, a lot of behind-the-scenes action with some of the players, and our social media channels, searching for BFBS Forces News if you want to check some of that out. And now it's time for us to take a quick break. We'll be back very shortly, and we can have a look at what's been happening elsewhere.
She's in the lightning pace, and she's going to go through and score the try. And that is a fantastic try.
Pressure on the kicker.
That's a good decision for an exit set there. Maybe could have done a slightly better execution on the kick, not give it back to UCAF that way, but it's the right idea.
Proctor here, and Proctor showing her skill, and the handoffs coming in from Proctor. We've seen her do that before in inter-service rugby and in UCAF colours. She does it once more, and fantastic start for UCAF. Coming through, and Fahy looking up for that space, and coming outside to Mullen, and Courtney Purslove on the outside. What pace has she got? All the pace she needs to finish off that move, and another try for UCAF. With ball in hand so far today. And Fahy, a little chip through, and Courtney Purslove and Jane Mullen pairing after that. It falls to Purslove. Another score for UCAF. Langton once more to Silcox. And the rolling ball coming out. And driving forward wonderfully, UCAF, as the ball just goes to ground eventually.
Yeah, it's poor defence there from the Irish, really.
And another try is brilliant from the UCAF forwards once more. Another line out. Langton with the ball. Goes towards Silcox and takes it cleanly once more. That rolling maul feigned, but taking it up towards the try line. And another score for UCAF. A brilliant way to finish that first half. Dipping her shoulder and getting more gains towards the 22.
Yeah, Becky's done well there in terms of, she's kept going, but her body position in there, better teams will have stripped that ball.
Oh, and Silcox again, and look at that from Silcox. And stepping on the left-hand side, Heidi Silcox over the whitewash. Another try for UCAF, and brilliant stuff from the lock, who's been sensational today.
Yeah.
Dipping her shoulder and getting more gains towards the 22.
Yeah, Becky's done well there in terms of, she's kept going, but her body position in there, better teams will have stripped that ball.
Oh, and Silcox again, and look at that from Silcox. And stepping on the left-hand side, Heidi Silcox over the whitewash. Another try for UCAF, and brilliant stuff from the lock, who's been sensational today.
Yeah, she's been all over the pitch, Heidi, so you should be pleased with her performance. And I think Heidi will be pleased there as well. The speed at which the team reacted to the changeover between attack and defence. Flooded in. She was never on her own, and as a result, they've got the try. I think Sarah will be pleased with that.
Getting good ball going forward here.
Oh,
and an
unlucky.
interception attempt. Nidroma coming flying through. Couldn't quite hold on though.
Yeah, she read that lovely, didn't she? Yeah.
Moving out through the hands. Proctor right to Mullen, and Pursglove on the right hand wing again. Lovely stuff from the right winger, completing her hat trick as well. A wonderful performance from Courtney Pursglove. Pearson. And De Filippo putting a little grubber through. And who's on the end of that grubber? Well, it's Pursglove again. And that's lovely stuff from Courtney Pursglove. But it comes Williams again. De Filippo. That's very nice indeed to Sam West. He's carried very well today, Sam West. Number 6 jersey. And not far away now at all are UCAF. And they've got it down once more. Another try for the women in purple. That tempo from Nye, it's wonderful to see.
Yeah, it makes a
and
huge
Dainton
difference.
again, and look at that pace from Dainton and agility as well. Fantastic stuff from the dual code star. Great stuff, and a brilliant try. March over the halfway line.
And Ray will be disappointed with that as well. Her first opportunity to nail it, and she's
Nice bit of offloading there, and Pursglove on the right wing again. Pursglove, can she add a fourth? She absolutely will. She smiles there to Bethan Dainton. She gets that down and just going to check the grounding. Yeah, it seemed fine. Williams with the conversion, which is a good one. And 65 points to 0 now in this match. And it's been another ruthless display from UK.
She's in the lightning pace, and she's going to go through and score the try. And that is a fantastic try.
I'm nervous and excited at the same time. So I am surprised with myself because back at home I haven't played rugby my whole life, and in Fiji at that time it's been going on. Rugby has been going on, but it's not really that big. Yeah, until I came over to the UK, do my phase 1 and phase 2, and then I just like that I just decided to play rugby. Honestly, I've learned so many things when I started joining the London Irish and the British Army Rugby, and it has really helped me a lot. So when I went to Fiji, I'm like, have some confidence with me going to join the team with the things like the rugby knowledge I learned from here. It's been really a good journey, going back home and spending time with the girls, training with them. Like we created a bond in between each other, which is really good. And yeah, the girls has been preparing training really well, and hopefully we're gonna make a very good difference in this World Cup, because they're all really good teams. Yeah, we just have to.
back here at Henley Rugby Club for what promises to be a brilliant second half between France with 18 points against Fiji on 7 in this Pool B clash. And Fiji taking the ball in there. A little bit of pace into the breakdown, which we've seen. Rolling forward the Fijians. And a penalty very early on for them, taken quickly by Kavuru.
Yeah.
Shipping
That's
that out.
great hands as well.
Some plenty of nice handling from forwards in this competition. Narokete doing her bit too.
Yeah, nice from the number 9 there, trying to find someone to run into so she can get the other penalty.
Nicely done by Riwai, but yes, not quite into the path of Elenoa Naimata. And the scrum cap on the right wing.
Come out far in the Fijians, and don't think it'll be long before they're back up to full strength.
Wonderful to hear from Manakalu Komatai as well, the Army number 7, playing for Fiji at the World Cup. What a fantastic honour for her. A great testament to the strength of military women's rugby as well. Of course, Sarah Bonner for Scotland, Amy Cockayne for England. Fantastic to have the three of them representing their respective nations as France take the ball and fire it through the hands of forwards and backs alike. Fiji doing their best to try and rip it there, but France go forward, recycling that nicely.
They just slowed themselves down there.
Trying to jackal and earning themselves the penalty very nicely.
Yeah, they just slowed themselves down there, the French, which gave the Fijian the time to get over the ball. So, yeah, we're pleased with that, Fiji. Oh, gone for a scrum.
Interesting selection from Kavuru.
Oh, it's obviously backed themselves here. That's great.
They'll have had an opportunity, of course, in the interval just to remind themselves that with that score close to the end of the first half, they're well in this match. They've seen some ways that they can try and penetrate this French defence. They've got to keep that discipline, though. 3 sin binnings in the first half. It's not going to help their cause at all, so it'll be fascinating to see how they...
And they're back up to a full scrum now, the Fijians, so they'll just want nice, quick, clean ball out of here if they can. Yeah, good scrum there.
Ball comes out nicely to Riwai.
Yeah.
Nice switch in the middle of the park. That's lovely stuff there. Lovely angle from the inside centre. Sisikuana.
She just needed someone a little bit closer to her shoulder, and
a bit of space to Naimata out on the right-hand side. What can she do?
She's done well. It's a bit difficult to have in this angle, but she's done well to stay in there as well. This is great momentum from the Fijians.
And crucial that they make a very positive start to the second half, with the French having been so clinical themselves in attack. The Fijians has their opportunity here at the start of the second. Bustling forward, and several French players trying to take her down. Kaibu.
Yeah, the French need to keep their discipline here as well. The thing they want to do is give away a penalty.
Kavuru into the hands of Marama. Not far away at all now, Fiji. What a start this would be for them. And wonderful stuff, bustling through. They get there in the end. And another try, points to the sky. And that's the start the coach will be delighted with in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, with the French having scored so close to half time, it feels a little bit like the maybe that break has taken a little bit of concentration out, because they seem to have been caught a little bit napping there. But full credit to the Fijians, great break through the middle, got themselves in the right part of the park. You know, did the hard work with the forwards and got the return for it. And it, you know, and it's a nice kick for the 9.
Back within a converted try behind the French now, Fiji. If they can add these 2 points, would bring it to within 4. Beautiful surroundings of Henley Rugby Club. We've been privileged to be at some of South England's most famous rugby venues, and that is indeed kicked through the posts. And 2 points added. 18-14 now, the French lead Fiji, and just into this second half.
Yeah, it's great to have a game that's like really tight, you know, bit of nip and tuck. Looks like we've made a change there for the French.
Lisa Castre, the loose head prop, coming off the field. and Adeline Lamoin. Beg your pardon, Marion Hassan coming on in her place. Several French defenders required at the breakdown there, with Kaibu once again exerting her sheer force in contact. And Fiji just starting to put together a few more phases. I'll be patient here. Namata out on the right-hand side. The French have done well to track her through this game, having seen what she did against the Looseheads on Monday.
Yeah, she's made really good meters there, though. So, and again, this is what actually the French are doing in the first half. Every first-up carrier is making really good meters, making it really. So.
Change things up a little bit, Fiji, in the second half, and
advantage
being played.
Yeah.
High tackle.
Yeah.
And, almost through Siteri Makoto. Kaibu again, a lovely offloading, lovely handling here from French forwards, and an opportunity for the backs to see what they can make of it. Diving on the ball, Varitema Adi.
It's nice shape here from the Fijians, spread nicely across the pitch. Oh, she's seen that. She's
wonderful,
seen that
that's beautiful. Has players in support. Oh, just not
simple
getting
2-on-1 there, and just didn't quite execute it.
Could that be a missed opportunity for Fiji? They still have the ball, so forward they come. Kaibu, that's brilliant work from her. And Kavuru seeing her open side run on at pace. Susanna Ralumu, try scorer.
Yeah, again, Fiji's got options spread across the pitch. Look at that
space.
space. She's got the hole. Yeah.
And she makes it through there. Another try for Fiji. What a start to the second half for them. The second score after the interval. And brilliant stuff from the women in green and red.
Yeah, I mean, in that position, you could see the French defender not quite in the right position to get the big Fijian down. So she's gone through under the post. I mean, the French will be, again, really disappointed with that. It seems like a little bit off the boil in the first part of the second half. But again, all credit to the Fijians. Some great stuff, literally playing to their strengths with their big carriers through the middle and then exploiting the pace they've got out wide.
Well, what a difference we see in this game now from halfway through the first half, when at one stage Fiji had 2 players in the sin bin concurrently and 3 in total in that first half. But my word, what a game we have in store now. 19 points to 18. They lead the French with this conversion attempt to come.
Yeah, I think the French will be, it's one of those ones, isn't it? The French didn't perhaps take some of the opportunities they had when the Fijians were down to 14 and 13 players. And now, unfortunately, now they're reaping the whirlwind of that.
Kavuru looking to try and extend that lead slightly. And doesn't quite make it, but nevertheless, Fiji in the lead now. First time in the game, 19 points to 18, they lead France.
Yeah, I mean, France, the French team is packed with really experienced players, some of whom have played at World Cups and across the board. So there won't be any panic in there. They know what they're doing. They just need to refine the game plan and then execute it. Because it was working for them in the first half, and they get back to that, they'll be fine.
A very close affair with half an hour to go, and that's what France will have been looking for. That's beautiful from Adeline Carrasquet.
Yeah, I don't think she enjoyed that very much, though, from the look of her. But she just, one of those ones where she's got herself caught on the wrong side. The ball's on the wrong side as well. It's really hard for her to get round to present the ball, but, she's played against her. She's played for the Navy a while. She's an absolute menace. Really difficult to get down. So.
Yes, I'm sure, having seen the presence of Marine Nationale in this game and all those French Navy players, Freddie, I'm sure it's a delight for you too. It's been great. We saw a few of them play the Royal Navy in March at Havant, and they were a side to be reckoned with. But, ball comes over and taken into the rolling maul from France. This is an opportunity for them.
Yeah, they just got to be disciplined here. keep their shape.
Ball goes to ground. Camus. Pushing forward, Fiji doing their best to try and keep that wall fortified, but France, well, imagine they score here, get themselves back in front in the game.
Yes.
Coming a little slower.
Yeah, it's really slow again, which hasn't just enabled the Fijians to set, although they've given the penalty away.
Advantage being played. Bit of a free play for the French. Bustling forward, each member of that pack, and looking for space out wide.
And again,
Very good from Fiji, but the penalty comes. Piddleston blows her whistle and reaching for her pocket.
Straight to her pocket. Well, don't back chat. She's made herself very clear.
Well, Mata it is on the right wing, coming across to have a word with the referee. Piddleston just having a word from her assistants as well.
I mean, you've seen the French give away a couple of, give a couple of penalties away for high tackles. Up here, I imagine this is...
Well, a red card.
Oof.
Double yellow for Siki Sawana, and that could be a pivotal moment in this match. You imagine Piddleston keeping those cards rather warm today. That's the fourth infringement leading to a yellow card. Of course, for Siki Sawana, who's just scored the try, that's huge in this match.
Yeah, and if it's a red, it'll have an impact now for the games moving forward, which will be a disappointment for the Fijian camp.
Ball goes long, and Fiji have the ball. Oh, and that's wonderful stuff from the open side. Susanna Railumu, try scorer in this match as well. Ball going over the top. What can Fiji do here with 14 players for the rest of the match?
Nice clearance.
Ball, will it bounce kindly for Fiji? Camus tracking back
that.
and getting
Go on,
absolutely
11.
thumped. And Adi here with her footwork. Look at those footballing skills as she races forward, looking to use her pace. Can she get there? I think France have just dotted that down.
Yeah.
Wow, hurrying the French defence there.
Yeah, absolutely. The Fijian 11 certainly had the French woman for pace. Yeah, but full credit to the French 15 there, chased that down, absolutely, and just really difficult. No bounce on that ball to help either of them get it down. And we're looking at a goal line dropout.
Maybe down to 14. You can never take your foot off the gas against Fiji. Or take your eyes off what they'll be doing. Threats all over the pitch. Absolutely. And with that love for the sevens game as well. They love to attack from anywhere, which they'll do once more. Yeah. Rokawate, 15 today.
Yeah, they won't be afraid of the space on the pitch. That's for sure.
Just outside the 22. The forwards looking to drive over that whitewash. Moving it out. Railumu, look at that. Just pushing through. Very good strength there, powering with her legs.
Yeah, this is clever play, in some ways clever play here from the Fijians. Because if it's taking 3 French players to get every Fijian carrier down, then it basically negates the number advantage that the French have. So there are 6 and 2 threes. Either they defend the carry or they defend the space.
Kaibu moving in. Again, she's taking that ball around the fringes, and very hard to take down Kaibu. Just short of the line.
Yeah, and
they go again.
You can see here as well the French
just
have
held up.
Yeah, but the French have narrowed really easily here. A little bit of vision from the Fijian 9 and 10 with their skill set. Getting in the corner. I'd back that number 11 in the corner most days of the week.
Yeah, we've seen her turn a pace today, Adi, at number 11, and almost scoring just moments ago, of course.
Nice setup, nice tap penalty here. Like I say, again, actually, the French, they think they know where their attack's coming from. 11 is essentially unmarked.
How quickly will they try and utilise that space on the near side with the left winger.
Did well to keep that in.
Looking to go blind here. Kavuru.
It's well tidied up after sort of an initial scrag.
Ball through to Kaibu, and sheer presence making those French defenders tremble, and
Yeah.
they take the ball now, France. What a brilliant bit of defence from them, and crucial that they get that back through the hands of Marion Husson.
We look to exit from here, relieve some of that pressure.
Fijians in defence coming onto those tackles at pace as well. Intensity that we have come to know. The ball goes over the top. Just into touch. The assistant signals, and much to the disappointment of Ivamere Rokowate.
Yeah, but that's really good, like from both sides there, really good attacking play from the Fijians there, playing to their strengths, and actually really, really great defence from the French, keen not to give away any penalties, and they've come away with the relief in pressure. Yeah, as far as the French here, I'd absolutely challenge for this ball. The line out's good enough, but yeah, see, I'd absolutely challenge for it here.
Just trying to reset that line out. And bringing Doreen Narokete into the fold, Fijian number 5.
Mix it up a little bit.
Ball does come over.
Yeah, nice.
To Kavuru, and quickly and cleanly out it comes to Priscilla Siata.
You can see the French hunting around there, like trying to get over the ball, let that break down.
Yet again, French defence being tested. And moving it out to Marini, the number 8. Kavuru changing direction, using her footwork to the best of her advantage there. And not much gained though.
Yeah.
Penalty coming though.
Yeah.
So the team gains, and well, another opportunity for Fiji beckons.
Yeah, just a little bit of exuberance there from the French.
Just going for penalty now.
Penalty for Fiji. Scored to 22 points to 18 in this match at Henley. And just a momentary technical issue we've sorted, so we do apologise. And we join you again in a fascinating period of this game. There's very little in it. Of course, Fiji taking the 3 points could be absolutely crucial when it comes to the end of this game. Still 14 players, of course, that red card for the inside centre, Vive Sikisawana.
Interesting choice of restart there from the French. They've gone to that corner, 3 or 4 times, and every time they've not really got much. They've not really got much out of it. I mean, it was a Fijian mistake here that's given them the scrum, but interesting choice. Some changes in the French front row as well. Be interested to see what they can do in the scrum.
Just some medical attention as well for some of the players. It's a warm day, not overly hot, but it's all the rugby that we've seen end to end. Of course, the players enjoying some liquid refreshment and needing some medical attention as well, some of them. It's a lot to ask of these players. Just days, of course, between games.
Yeah, and I think for many of these players, they might not be used to playing in a competition where the games come this quick and fast. So all credit to the S&C staff and the medical staff for keeping everybody stuck together. Yeah, that's a good scrum from both sides there.
French replacement, Julie-May Romero, now in scrum half position.
Lovely.
Moving on out to Buisson. Well, she's been fantastic, Buisson. Very difficult to take down. Those dancing feet used to good effect again. Fijians defending well again and trying to slow that ball down, but the French earning a penalty.
Yeah.
Good position for them to attack from.
Yeah, shame there. Just a little bit of individual skill there. You just didn't need to put hands on the floor. Just go for the ball, and it would have been nice and would have been a good turnover there for the Fijians. But some lovely movement through the back line there for the French.
Ball going into touch, and the French into that Fijian 22. For those of you joining us, just over the hour mark at Henley, 22-18 Fiji lead France, down to 14 players. A red card for Sikisawana moments ago.
I think it's a real testament, though, to the Fijians and the way that they are playing, that you wouldn't know that there's 14. You wouldn't really know that there's 14 players on the pitch. And, the French have done well there. They've gone for the driving maul, which the Fijians haven't traditionally enjoyed defending, and
it's earned them an advantage, a penalty. And Bergeron cutting back inside, beautiful from the skipper, the fly half. Romero finding what players she has out here, and that's brilliant stuff from the replacement, Meloe Neri. And what space can they find out on the right-hand side of the pitch? Fiji doing their best just to keep that from the try line.
Yeah, the try line
so close.
Yeah, the try line defence from the Fijians has been great, but what's we come back for?
The referee just calls of knock-on from some of those in support here today. And there's been a good atmosphere, brilliant support for both sides, and some of the other teams also in attendance. UCAF watching on and realizing that one of these sides could face them later on in the tournament. They've had a great start to it. 170 points to nil across 2 games of their 2 wins so far. And the referee marching players across the pitch there, Rebecca Biddleston. She's had her work cut out today, that's for sure.
Yeah, she's been very clear about the standards she's willing to accept, and has held both sides to account as a result.
Oh, scrum being called. It's an interesting call. Fiji have done absolutely brilliantly so far to retain that lead first and foremost, and to be in this contest with 14 players and having suffered several sin binnings as well. Well, it's been remarkable from the women in green and red.
Yeah, I mean, they've come from, 13-0 down with 13 players to be in the lead.
Amazing Fijian spirit. And the skill level from Fiji. Some of the discipline, of course, as we're seeing today, leading to a few cards, but the skill level, the intensity, the physicality has been top-notch.
Yeah, and that's, like I say, you know, and on the other side, you've had some absolutely beautiful work through the back line with the French. You know, quality of the passing, speed of the ball. It's been great to watch from both teams.
Penalty for France.
Disappointment for the Fijians there.
Scrum collapsing, and what will Bergeron do? Looking towards the corner.
Yeah, good decision. Good decision. Yeah, I think, you know, Fiji are going to have to be really clinical here, you know, because it won't take much for the ref to go to her pocket for a scrum penalties.
Just wait while this scrum is reset. French favouring this as a way just to puncture that Fijian defence. And their best option, they feel, of getting over the try line. Trailing by 4 points with a quarter of an hour to go in this match. The ball comes out. Romero gets it. And Neri.
Fiji's been really good over
again. And Buisson, what can she do? She's been sensational today. And that's lovely stuff from the winger. Yeah. And another try for France is Adeline Carrasquet. She's been in the hunt, very busy through the match, and earning her rewards on that right-hand side.
Yeah, that's great interplay between the two, those two French players. You know, thinking the 15's going in the corner, cut against the grain, back and actually in on the wrong shoulder of the Fijian defender, and she's over the whitewash, and well deserved from the French there.
This match living up to its billing, all the hype as well. Those saying that it would be the match of the tournament, one of the matches of the tournament to watch out for, along with the France-Australia match on Monday as well. Well, we've really had a treat, and the lead being traded between these two sides. That moved back inside beautifully from Buisson, and Carrasquet on the end of that pass, and being embraced by Cerise Moulin, her fellow winger. Bergeron lining up for the kick. A tricky side of the pitch, of course, for a right-footed kicker. Just on the wrong side of the upright. So score remains Fiji 22, France 23. Just over 10 minutes to play, and my word, we're in for some finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Both sides still playing, you know, at the top of their games. 65 minutes in. So I think be interested to see again here where the Fijians decide to go for this restart. Last one was up and tight, an attempt to recollect the ball. I think they might try and do the same.
There's 1 point separating these sides as the ball goes up from the restart. Oh, that's good work initially from Clémence Ripin, French number 8, and then Fiji in defence as well. And the ball goes over the top and into the crowd.
Straight out, so we're back there for a Fijian line out.
Fiji, of course, be fairly happy with that. And Anna Maria Rokisa on for Fiji as well in the 21 shirt, as well as Serine Magère for France, number 20.
Again, I think the French have got the read on this Fijian line out, so I think they'll look to disrupt, try and slow down that Fijian attack at the very least.
Up go the jumpers, and it's gone long. Relumu there. As the ball comes out, Riwai looking out to Watikadi. Watikadi, the replacement, and Kavuru, and that's wow. Moved back very nicely to the 15. Yeah. Robokate.
Yeah, work hard to keep them in.
And the ball retention has been good from Fiji there. And they're in the 22 now of the opposition.
Yeah, both teams will be really keen to keep their discipline here. Nobody wants to cough up the ball.
Lavenia Tinai.
Somebody's lost a shoe.
Number 19.
Painful.
And Concerned French supporters on the touchline here as they get ever closer, and it's Kaibu.
Yeah, the French have figured that out. You know, she carries quite high. Try and keep her up, make it a maul rather than a. Whoop.
Letting
That's
that bounce, but
bounced nicely.
Kavuru,
Wow.
and very nice. And Naimata on the right-hand side, a try for Fiji.
Oh.
This is absolutely brilliant stuff from the green and reds, and jubilation for their supporters as well.
Absolutely, you know, just a really, you know, what looked like a wayward pass, nice lucky bounce, and then she's executed that brilliantly.
Should they go on to win this game, a bonus point as well for the try would be 5 points, but scoring 4 more tries, of course, in this tournament, as we see in the likes of the Six Nations earning that extra point. And wonderful stuff. Naimata, we spoke of how the French have been tracking her all day and being very careful in defence. Well, she's on the score sheet, and that's lovely from the women in the scrum cap.
Yeah, I mean, whether we get the conversion or not, the pressure's all on France now, right? They've got to recollect from the restart. They've got to get themselves, you know, I think they'll be pretty confident once they get into 22 that they can come away with something, but they've got to get there first.
Well, we speak in games of when teams are coming from behind with the player down, and sometimes when they get a bit of momentum, they get some scores in, the pressure amazingly, of course, shifts then to the team that feel they should be ahead. And the French, well, they're having questions fired at them here.
Yeah.
You know, in the final 10 minutes of this match, and Fiji taking the lead once more. The 2 points looking to be added by Rokowate. She limbers up for the conversion attempt, which is a good one, and 29 points to 23. Amazing stuff that we're witnessing here at Henley Rugby Club. Can you believe it? Fiji, a player down due to a red card, but they are in the lead. 29 points to 23. What have France got in response?
Like I say, great game. It was a great game of rugby. But like I say, now the pressure's all on France. You know, what can they do here from the restart to recollect the ball?
Well, France trying to take that, but back into Fijian hands it goes. Much to their delight, Kamari Seru, the replacement. Going back for a kick, and that's it's gone up as deep as she would have liked. And the French hooker Suillard taking that in.
She's got to be done for holding on there, hasn't she?
And Fijians crying out for that. Holding on. Oh, and a French penalty.
Yeah, you just got to concentrate now, Fiji.
Fijians rolling back in defence. France trying to find the space. And, well, it's an advantage. Will that be a judged deliberate knock-on? Just coming off the hand of a Fijian defender.
Yeah, just giving the knock-on there.
No, it's just a knock-on then. And the scrum to the French.
Yeah. I mean, the refs obviously seen what you like, but that looked like a clear case of holding on. So, but turn round, and like I say again, I imagine the Fijians will take their time here with the scrum. You know, nothing more annoying when you're the team that wants to keep going, and the opposition just want to slow it down. So.
Well, forwards huffing and puffing after all they've exerted in this half and throughout the match for those who've been on from the start and getting ready for a few final pushes. Just over 5 minutes to play.
It's been great seeing a bit of everything today. It's a great kicking game, great passing game, decent set piece.
A bit of route one, as
absolutely.
Some people love Freddie.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the Fijians, there's no need to give that away.
Taken quickly by the French and moving out into space towards Buisson, but ball going behind her, so she can't quite run onto it at pace and allows Fiji time to track back and organise their defence a little more. Now Judy May Romero, the ball, and that's like running into a brick wall rather.
Yeah, the Fijians will want to use the touchline here as their friend. It's that additional defender.
Bergeron trying to ship that ball out quickly through the hands of the backs.
They just need to fix it. Yeah.
Well, that's fierce.
Take
in defence.
That.
Referee just wanting a word here.
I thought she was going to a pocket again for a minute there. But again, the Fijians have got to be really careful here. This is not the time. You know, this is not the time of the game or the position in the park to be giving away yellow cards.
Another word, Naimata coming towards the referee.
Yeah, very clear there from the referee about what she wants them to go and talk about. But this, again, this plays into Fiji's hands. They can't go quick. Got plenty of time to set themselves, you know. Yeah.
Still with that lead, of course, 29 points to 23 in the final 5 minutes at Henley.
Again, interesting choice here. You know, French. I mean, clearly the French back their scrum, which is great. But all day the Fijians haven't really defended particularly well. The driving maul, put yourself in the corner, driving maul from a line out. You know, gets you much closer to where you want to be.
Really has slowed French progress somewhat, of course, this scrum being set. We have an opportunity here for sure, just outside the 22 to mount an attack as we've seen through the game. Buisson standing nice and deep.
Take the weight.
And, looking to get that out, but that's a bit loose. But it is collected. Bergeron takes it in and goes to ground.
Oof.
Calling for her support, Romero,
Yeah,
and
that's got to have gone forward.
that's
right.
sloppy, and that's knocked on in the end. And a fairly loose pass there,
Wow.
which isn't great. But
You can hear the Fijian supporters at the bottom of the booth, pretty happy with that one.
the noise coming from the touchline. The fence being used as a drum kit. It's loud.
I told you
what we love
everyone
to
likes
hear.
defence more than they like attack. I told you that. Now we get to have another scrum. So all those rugby purists out there will be well happy.
They'll be loving that. Technical angles of the game.
Yeah. And like I say, you know, Fiji is literally going to take as long as the ref will give them here. You know, they need the ball to come out relatively quickly, relatively cleanly, clear their lines, and then it's all for France to do.
Fijian put in. And time is ticking away. Not many minutes left for France to mount that response. Ball comes off the boot of Rokowati. And pressure coming from those chasing it down, and very nicely from the Fijian defence.
That's an absolutely great kick chase there. Oh, maybe not. But great kick chase there. You know, you've got two players, both sides of the person collecting the ball. There's nowhere for it to go. You know, slightly different to what we saw in some of the other games. You know, the real pace of that chase is what makes all the difference.
Another stoppage here. We've had a few of those in the last 5-10 minutes. Players just receiving some more attention. But it gives, as you say, Freddie, it gives Fiji time to regroup and to set their defence as much as they can. They know that France have got the work to do here, trailing by 6 points.
Yeah, I mean, the joy of the French here, though, is like they have the experience. Yeah, they have experience to get themselves out of this hole. They also have the talent. You know, they just really need to be clinical, go through the phases, you know, make good decisions, and you know, it's still well within their grasp.
Well, it's been a thrilling match right from the off. 29 points to 23, Fiji lead France. Pool B. What a group this is. Australia and loose heads to come in a little while. As we take a bit of a breather, players, the French having some consultation in the backs about the best way to scythe through that Fijian green and red wall.
No, it's not very nice because the Fijians are really good in the tackle area, but to create that space, the front's got to work a little bit harder to fix the defender, because actually at the moment they're doing a little bit behind the gain line, which is just giving the Fijians the time to drift onto the ball.
We talk about jouer rugby being played, enterprising style as embodied by that. Some of those French sides of the past, and we've seen it from both today, looking to play as much rugby as they can in open space with good conditions once again here at Henley.
Yeah, again, thought it was a Fijian scrum, obviously. Don't know what I'm looking at, but from here, the Fijians must have to make sure that they don't give away any penalties. You know, they've just got to take the weight, keep their shape, and not give the French like easy territory.
Well, it's a fascinating watch as well for a number of the UCAF players who find themselves seated in the stands, as well as Australians, and just seeing what UCAF might be up against later on in the competition, depending as it stands. UCAF in a very strong position in Pool A, this Pool B, and penalty for the French, and what a time to earn one as well. A quick tap taken, but Kittleson marches them back.
I think she's lucky there. She's lucky there, the French. The French, they didn't, that the ref wasn't watching, because from here, I would say you have to take the territory, you know, and then trust your set piece, and that can do the job, because it will give you more time as well, rather than running the clock down.
Annabelle Swillard just being walked off the pitch by the medical team. What a part she's played in this match. But Bergeron with ball in hand, looking to get as much ground as she can with that kick into touch from the penalty. It comes out on the far side of the posts. And, well, France, just minutes to go. What can they mount here?
Still a lot of work to do here. Still a long way out from the try line. So first thing is to get the nice clinical line out. I'll be pleased with that.
Comes cleanly, but goes behind the number 12, Chloe Bouton, somewhat. Fiji doing their best. Some of those chopped tackles coming in at pace as well. Romero trying to ship it out towards the left wing. Ball going back. And into touch. Very good work from the Fijian defence.
Yeah, absolutely. Like literally, they've just used the touchline as their friend there. You know, driven them towards the touchline, then bundled her out. But again, the Fijians have been really good, really quick at the breakdown, and even though perhaps they haven't got the turnovers, they're certainly slowing the breakdown down for the French, which is impacting their attack.
Ball comes in and back on the Fijian side, bouncing loose, but free kick for the French here.
Yeah. Talk about making life hard for yourself. Well into the red now.
This is absolutely thrilling stuff at the back end of this match. Just seconds to go. And French shipping it across the field. Buisson waiting for this ball to come out. What can she do this time? 3 Fijian defenders trying to stop her. And they succeed. Romero now, replacement scrum half, pushing it out to Ripin.
It's really hard at this point of the game when you're chasing it, but the French just have to be patient.
Well telegraphed. That's a beautiful hit coming in from Lavenia Tinai.
Stopping
the French. Well. Oh, a nice bit of offloading though from the women in white and blue. And has it come back on the Fijian side? The French still have it. Oh, and met with more ferocity from that green and red line. But, left line advantage and a penalty for France. Well, what a moment this is. France realise they have to score a try here to win this match. Converted as well. Moving out towards the left wing. Fiji scrambling with all their might here, trying to hold on to that lead. It would be a remarkable victory if they were able to.
Again, this is playing a little bit into Fiji's hands. You know, had the opportunity there to to take the set piece, and they chose not to. But
Buisson can't quite get it, and an interception, and what a time to do it for Fiji.
Yeah.
Their supporters absolutely jubilant on the sidelines as well.
Just
an
get
advantage.
Get rid.
Paul, it's agonising to watch
Just get
for
rid of
all
it.
of those here today. Fijians with the penalty.
Yeah.
What an absolutely fantastic showdown this has been.
Heartbreaking there for the French. Yeah. Kick it out. Yeah. Like
The ball
I said,
goes out, the final whistle sounds. A fantastic victory for the Fijians, down to 14 players for much of that match. 3 others sin-binned as well. That is a phenomenal effort from them, defeating the defending champions, France. Wow.
Yeah, and you can just see how much it's taken out of the players. Players all over the pitch, on their back, on their knees, just trying to get some breath in. Monumental effort, really attritional, but absolutely phenomenal to watch. So exciting for the competition and what comes next.
And this has blown it right open in Pool B, so-called Pool of Death, as some were terming it before. And my word, who'd be a brave enough person to call this? This is absolutely incredible stuff from the Fijians in defeating the cup holders.
Yeah, absolutely. And from a UCAF perspective, I think they'll be quietly quite pleased that they're not meeting Fiji, in the next round.
Well, UCAF still to play Zambia next week as well, if all goes well for them. And topping that pool, of course, and they've had a brilliant start to the tournament. UCAF on home shores, what a special thing it would be for them to lift the trophy at the end. And the home support that's been out as well. But a fantastic match that we've seen here between France and Fiji. Time to catch our breath for a little bit, and then another one beckons. Australia against Vodafone Looseheads. A quick word from you, Freddie, and what we expect to see in that one, and we'll be joining you very shortly.
Yeah, I think with the next game, Australia, it's a must-win game for Australia. If they want to continue in the top half of the competition, then they're absolutely going to have to put that game away. And the thing is, the fact that this game has been so tight, and the game against France was so tight, if they can get good points on the scoreboard and that bonus point, then they'll put themselves in a really good position.
Well, the Fijians, of course, getting a bonus point from this match, which could be absolutely crucial, but a fantastic effort from them. Brilliant victory. And we'll be back a little later, 10 to 4 UK time, 3:50. The coverage starts ahead of that Australia v Vodafone Looseheads game. We look forward to joining you then. We'll see you soon.
She's lightning pace, and she's going to go through and score the try. And that is a fantastic try. Off go the Australians, and here it goes.
Another try for Fiji. The tries keep raining down.
Play hard, play fast, show them what we've got.
And going through on that left-hand side, this is a fantastic one.
Wonderful stuff from UCAF.
The French are over.
What a game we're seeing. We hope to bring the Fijians play on rugby.
She's going all the way. And the try goes over.
I thought we could win it. That'd be unbelievable.
Well, it's relentless right now, and that's brilliant stuff from the home side.